Hi again, everyone. It's Denise back to show you another card tutorial for a card that we did at the store. Thank you for buying the kit, or if you're just here to watch, thanks for coming by to watch. You can recreate this with anything that you have at home. If you bought the card kit, you can just follow along. It will be very simple for you to do. And again, go ahead and recreate with what you have on your own. Once you have the techniques down, you can use a lot of different things already in your stash. But we love that you're trying out a new card with us, so thanks for that. Before I forget, don't forget to click that subscribe button to the channel for us. And of course, if you want to be notified when new videos go up, click that bell so that you get notifications. So today we're going to do this shaker card. I know, like Blair Witch a little bit, right? Sorry about that. And you know, if you've watched the videos, you know I never know if it's upside down or right side up. So I do it both ways just in case. So first, as I always say, the beauty of video is that you can stop, pause, or rewind if I'm speaking too quickly, or if you're following along with us. My recommendation is always to follow through once, just watch it once, and then go back and do it either with or without the video, up to you. Pause as you go if you need to, but I would say to listen first and then do it after. It's kind of like measure twice, cut once, right? So let's take a look at your kit. You have an envelope, which we're not going to need right now. You have a Slimline card base, which is smaller than the size I usually use, but the cover die here, the one that we're going to color, that was a smaller die. So that's why the card is a little bit smaller than my normal. So this is going to be a side fold card. So the fold will be to your left. So you've got that card base. You can stick that there for a minute. You have a piece of plastic or acetate. We won't need that just yet. You have some images here. We did not use the balloons in class, but we threw them in here for you so that you could, if you wanted to, you are going to fussy cut these and put them on the front of your card if you so choose. I'm not going to fussy cut with you because I don't want to waste a kit. We don't have too many left. And then we have your overlay, your die cut. Now again, I'm not actually going to color this with you because we don't have too many kits left, and I don't want to waste one so that anybody who wants one can get one. And again, I apologize for the glare / shadows here. So I'm not going to color it, but we do have ink blending videos on the website. So my recommendation to you, if you're unfamiliar with ink blending, is to go to the ink blending video that we have on this channel and watch that. It's not that long. It shows you a few samples, and I would do that. Now, there are lots of other videos on YouTube by people who are far more knowledgeable and more experienced than me. Feel free to watch any of those as well. One of the great things, I use the Distress Oxide inks when I do this because I feel like they give me more room for error, and yeah, I make mistakes. But one of the things I love about the ink blending with these, I hope you can see this. I used pink, I used blue, and in between them, I didn't want so much, but I just wanted to hint. I got a shade of purple. And I used the blue, and I used yellow, and I got that green. And I don't remember what color this is, but it's purple. And the yellow, and I got an orangey in here. So that's what I used. I only used 4 really main colors. So use whatever color combination you like. Oh, I should have said you would have sequins in your kit. I don't have them in this kit because I wasn't actually making the card. Use whatever color combination you like. I mean, these combos are completely up to you. I know this was probably picked raspberry. This was likely salty ocean. This was probably squeezed lemonade. And I'm not really sure what this was. It was definitely a purple, and I do remember using the purple now, but I don't remember what this was at the moment. If you want to know, you can ask me on the Facebook group, and I'll give you that information when we're done. So be careful though when you ink blend this, because when we did it in class, we did it as one sheet and then we ran it through the die cut machine. you don't have that option. And we needed this cut for you for class because what if you didn't have this die? So when you do it, you're going to want to be careful about all of these little thingies here. If you have a sticky mat, like I think scrapbook.com makes them now, Waffle Flower makes them, I think Brutus Monroe makes them, any of those things where you can put it down like with the stencil, as long as you can clean the ink off of it, I would maybe stick this on a sticky sheet so that you can do it that way. If not, just be careful. You'll be fine. Just be careful. So once you're done with that ink blending video and you have inked up your die cut here the way you like it, then come on back and finish the rest of this video. But that's the first thing for you to do. So I'm going to give it a minute. And by a minute, I mean a couple seconds. And that should have given you enough time to find where you are if you're coming back to us. So what you're going to do now is really very simple. You're going to need your card base. You're going to need your acetate. At this point, you are going to need foam tape. The foam tape, it shouldn't be seen. So this is pretty thin, so it should be a 1/4 inch, or you may have to cut it a little bit less, but you want it for all around the outsides. We used, I'm pretty sure, a 1/4 inch here. You can see it a little bit if you look, but like I say in class all the time, if somebody's going to scrutinize your card that much, they are not card worthy. Remove them from your handmade card list. You need for it to be flush with the sides because that's what's going to keep the sequins in to make the shaker. So find yourself continuous line, not squares, not individual, because it will come out. And if you want an example of tape that wasn't pressed down properly or not doing the sequence properly, go on over to the mason jar shaker card video, and I'll show you in that video what happens when I didn't press the foam good enough, the tape well enough on the sample. Excuse me, and you'll see the shakers are coming out the bottom. So on your die, you have a front and a back. Right? One clearly looks better than the other. I assume you have found that by now, and if not, it doesn't matter because you're not really going to notice. Whatever side you colored, that's the top. Flip it over. Take your Dries Clear glue. At the store, we use the Barely Arts Dries Clear glue, because it can be shipped year-round to any place that's cold, unlike the Art Glitter glue, which I also love. If you have that, go ahead and use that too. Any Dries Clear liquid adhesive is fine. Just give yourself some around the edges here on the back. And again, take your acetate sheet and pop it over your die cut. And then make sure it's even. And then I would smooth it out. And that's why I use a plastic tablecloth, because even though I'm not actually gluing the card together for you here, when I use a plastic tablecloth and I smooth out the glue, if it oozes out, it's fine. Just wipe it down with a baby wipe or something and it's good. But on a table or on another piece of paper or grid paper underneath, which I use all the time when I scrapbook, it's not so good because then the glue gets on, it sticks to the paper pulls up. No, plastic, it doesn't do that. So I always use that. You can use one of your old Cricut mat cover sheets if you've got one of those available. You can even use that for the shakers if you need to recreate one and you don't have any acetate lying around or overheads like we used to say at school. So once you've got this done, you can then take your foam tape, again, continuous lines. I would do the 2 long sides first. I just always seem to find that easier. But if you're nervous about filling in a smaller piece, then go ahead and do the top and bottom first. But I would do either both sides or top and bottom first. I wouldn't necessarily go around the edge. That's just me. You can do whatever is right for you. Make sure, though, that all edges of the tape are touching, that you have no gaps, no matter how small, that you have no gaps. So this, on the edge here, the white outer frame is going to have that foam tape. Again, single continuous line of tape. Once you have that done, press it down really well. Don't take the other paper off yet. Press it down really well. Really well. You still have the paper on it, so it's not going to hurt it at all. Press it on well. And remember, it's going onto plastic, so it might need that little extra help there, that little extra pressure. So once you've done that, take your card. Remember, it should open, right? With the way it's facing you, the fold should be to your left. I hope that when I'm pointing to my left, it's the same as yours in the video. If not, that's why I keep saying to your left. Take your sequins. You can put them in the middle. Now, what I do on shaker cards. Now, you see, I hope you can see, a lot of the sequins are at the bottom, but you still should be able to see some up here. This is one of the few times I use a tape runner with a card. I take my tape runner, and I always make this little noise when I do it, like tss, tss, tss. Super simple. Just a little tweet, 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 tweet. Not a full thing, not a tape, just an itty bitty dot. I do it 4 or 5 times because when I put my sequins in, I want it to stick. I want people to realize, oh, there's something in there, so that they know. Shake it. And otherwise everything falls to the bottom. Now on this die you would see it, but on something like the mason jar card you wouldn't necessarily see it. So I always like to do that to show it. Plus it's a little more fun to see the sequins. So if you want to do that before putting your sequins in is a good time for that, or just kind of push them to the bottom and put your little glue. Put your sequins in the middle. I would put them more, instead of a pile, like a round pile in the middle, I would make it more rectangular, right? Because you have more space up, down than you do left, right. And what you want is for them to be kind of flattened out, right? You don't want a big mound because you do have some dimension once you've added that foam tape to this, but you don't have a ton of dimension, and you don't want this mound in the middle that then causes your tape to not stick, and now you have a mess when you shake your card. So that's why I say flatten them out a bit, not a big mound. So at this point, you can one more time rub on over your foam tape paper. Take the paper off. I found like one of those pokey tools is the best way to get that paper off. I have some very sticky paper on my foam tape. It makes me nuts every time. So a pokey tool I found though makes it super simple. And once you have all 4 sides off, this is the hard part, you have to line it up. Now, I usually do better with it this way. Whatever way, doesn't matter. Line it up exactly. It will fit exactly. You get kind of one shot though. And now you're going to press. And you're going to press. And you're going to press. And you're going to continue to press. Excuse me, because you want to make sure that that's a very firm hold. Keep pressing, press it a few times, and then once you're sure that you've pressed enough and it's secure, go ahead and shake your card and it should sound like that. So it's at this point that you can then start cutting out any of the embellishments that we've enclosed for you if you like, or feel free to use your own if you don't want to make it a birthday card. You want to throw some flowers on there, you have a very big thank you die, or you're going to cut it out on the cricket or the silhouette or anything else. It's your card. Do what you want to do with it. We hope that you've enjoyed this and that you've learned something. Please feel free to post your creations because we really want to see them. We want to see how well you did, and we want to see if you went a little rogue, because we love it when you go rogue. That's creative, right? So let us know what you did. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that bell. If this video was helpful for you, go ahead and click that like button so we know to continue things like this in the future. If you have any questions at all, or to post the pictures of your fantastic cards, do it on our Facebook group, which is Scrapbooking Stuff Group. That's how you find it there. And if you need any of the supplies used for this class, such as the Barely Arts Dries Clear Glue, a pokey tool, any of the Distress Oxide inks, feel free to go to the store website, which is licraftstop.com. Go ahead and add those things to your cart. If you have any questions, contact Christina on the Facebook group. Thanks for joining us today. I hope this was helpful and informative. Hope to see you again.